ISUPK.
Right? Judges 3 and 12, because the brother's bringing out a heavy point when it comes to the life of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Right? For blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians to do well, being God's people, you have to obey God. The very second you do not obey the Lord is when the Lord is going to make other races of people get on top of you and destroy your race. Alright? And it's in the Bible. Let's read.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 12. And the children of Israel.
The what?
And the children of Israel.
The children of Israel, the Bible said. It's important to know who the children of Israel are. Read.
Did evil again.
They did evil again in the book of Judges. Read.
In the sight of the Lord.
In the sight of the Lord.
And the Lord strengthened Eglon.
And the Lord strengthened Eglon,
the king of Moab.
The king of Moab. The Moabites in the Bible are the Chinese. The Lord, and they were our enemies in history. Right? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, being that we don't know what race we are, we don't know who have been our historical enemies. We had enemies according to the Bible. Read.
Against Israel.
Against what?
Against Israel. Tawukan. This book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 12. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord.
Don't the children of Israel do evil in the sight of the Lord right now? Do blacks and Latinos smoke weed right now? Are we sexual deviants right now, our people? Don't we do birthdays right now, our people in America? Don't we do Christmas when God said to not do Christmas in the Bible right now? Read.
And the Lord strengthened Eglon.
And the Lord strengthened our oppressor in that day. Well, today we're not, the Lord ain't strengthened Moab against us.
Right.
He strengthened the white man against us.
Right.
Read it again. Read the part again.
And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab.
And the Lord strengthened the white man. That's why he's so strong right now, because the Lord strengthened him for our sins, because we did evil in the sight of the Lord. Read.
Against Israel.
Against Israel, against us. Read.
Because they had done evil.
Because we did Christmas, because we did birthdays, because we smoked weed, man. You see what I'm saying? Because we throw away our women. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
In the sight of the Lord.
In the sight of the Lord. Hold on. Give me this right here, right? I have a book here, right? This is from, let me get the title of this, right? This book is called A Pocket Guide to North Africa, right? And go on the first page, open up the cover right here and see what it says right here, right? Because people think that we lying. People act like we don't understand the Bible. Why don't your Christian pastors bring this out about the Bible? Since your Christian pastors know so much about the Bible. Since you go to church on Sunday and you think you know so much about God and the Bible more than us, then why don't you challenge us? Why don't the Christian pastors and the churches in North Carolina who know about us don't like what we say? Why don't you come against us? Hold on, give me Isaiah 1 and 18. Right? Hold it right there. It's okay. Let me hold it right there. Let me hold it right there for you. Isaiah 1 and 18. Why don't Christians obey the Lord? Why don't the Christians read in the Bible and say that God said? God said what? Isaiah. You know Isaiah? Right up in the middle right there. Right? Because the Christians don't Christians love the Bible? Don't they love Jeremiah and Isaiah? Don't they love Matthew, Paul, Luke, John, and Jesus Christ? Don't they love the word of the Lord? Here's the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18. Right? Read it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 18. Come now.
Come when?
Come now.
Come tomorrow?
Come now.
Come next week.
Come now.
Come in 3 months.
Come now.
Come now, God said. Come now, read.
And let us reason together.
And let us reason together is what God is telling the people who believe God. But Christians don't believe this. Christians don't believe that we should come now and reason together about what God really said in the Bible. No problem. Let's get this book again. Open on the first page. You want me to help you with this right here? Let me hold this for you right here. All right? Open on the first page. The first page is back here. All right? What does that say right here?
Department of Defense.
What?
Department of Defense. Washington, D.C.
This book right here is from the United States Department of Defense. What date is on there?
June 20th, 1958.
June what?
20th, 1958.
Hold on. June 20th, 1958. A book from the United States Department of Defense. Let's get page 17. About what's in this book that the United States know about that they ain't telling us. We're gonna bring out here in 2024 from 1958. You hear what we're bringing out right here, right? Page 17, right there, right where it says the Jews.
The Jews began filtering into Mediterranean coastal cities before the Roman conquest of North Africa.
So now in the United States Department of Defense, they're talking about a history of when the Romans went and conquered out there in the Middle East and North Africa. Read.
After Roman Emperor Titus captured Jerusalem.
After Roman Emperor Titus captured Jerusalem
in 70 AD.
70 AD.
Many more fled to North Africa.
The Jews fled into Africa. And the Jews right now are in question about who are the real Jews. That's right. That is why Kanye West lost all his money. That is why Kyrie Irving, he lost his job because everybody is talking about Negroes in America are being the real Jews. The question about who the real Jews are is a question. It's unknown. And likewise, the identity of Negroes in America are also in question. We just don't know. Keep reading.
Where they became an integral part of the population.
Read it again.
Okay. The Jews began filtering into Mediterranean coast.
The Jews started to filter onto the Mediterranean coast in Africa. We're talking about North Africa here, read.
Cities before the Roman conquest of North Africa. After Roman Emperor Titus captured Jerusalem in 70 AD.
So what it's saying here is the Romans, right? Even the Romans in the Bible, it's not a question about what race they are. We know they're white. These are white people who's talking about the Roman conquest. They're not Chinese. It's not, oh, there's no color in the Bible. Or the Bible is not talking about nobody. God loves everybody. The Bible is talking about the Romans being the white man. The history is saying is that the white people a long time ago, in 70 AD, they went and took over Negroes' land 2,000 years ago. That's what it's saying, read.
Many more fled to North Africa.
And then the Jews, the Negroes, had to flee into Africa, hiding from these Romans, from the Roman conquest. Why? Because black people so smart to hide amongst other dark-skinned people. People that are not like us. Hold on, we got the Zonovans over there, right? Brother, let me get that Zonovans right there, right? We're gonna get ham, right? Keep reading right here.
Where they became an integral part of the population.
Where the Jews became an integral part of the African population. This is in the United States Department of Defense. Now, why is America acting like it's a mystery about who the real Jews are? Like they didn't know that they was getting us from Africa to bring over here to the States. Why are they acting like it's such a secret, man? It's in the book. They were teaching this to the soldiers in the United States Department of Defense. They're going to make a conquest to Africa. They gave them this book saying what? Negroes are the real Jews. Here's where we got them from. They were from Africa. We took them from Africa. Right? Let me go right here, right? You can pass this to me right here. Right? The water, right? We got ham. All right, read. Now this book right here is the, what does it say?
The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Slow down.
The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
This is the Zondervan's Pictorial Bible Dictionary. Zondervans are scholars. Zondervans know what they're talking about. You smoking weed don't know what you're talking about. Christians who know nothing about Bible don't know nothing about the Bible. So we got a Bible dictionary for the Christians who don't know nothing about the Bible. Read.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
The Bible dictionary says Ham was the forefather of the dark races. Read.
Not the Negro.
Not what?
Not the Negro.
Not the who?
Not the Negro.
Who are the Negroes? Who are we the Negroes? And the white man, the oppressor, who bought and sold us like cows, who bought and sold us like items on this East Coast here of the United States, in North Carolina. What did he say?
But the Egyptians.
What? But not the Negroes.
But not the Negro.
Not the Negroes, meaning what? The white man knows that we not no African, man. It's in all of his books. Taught to the soldiers in the United States Department of Defense, 1958, in the Scholars Bible Dictionary. And people will act like we crazy. You crazy. You acting like we don't know nothing. You don't know nothing as a Christian.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? You know what you need to do? You need to go find the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Charlotte, in Fayetteville, right? In Durham, in Raleigh. That's what you need to do. We're having a Passover, a big anti-white celebration.
That's right.
Next in 2 months' time, April the 20th. April the 20th, right? We're having a big gathering in Durham, North Carolina. And this is the blackest celebration there is on the planet. In the Bible, we're gonna celebrate a day that's in the Bible where Negroes and Latinos celebrated with the Native Indians, celebrated the downfall of their slave masters. That's what we're celebrating. We served slavery for 40 years in Egypt, and we're celebrating a day called the Passover, which is a biblical day, where Negroes historically celebrate this day to celebrate where they left out of their captivity and bondage from under another race of people, like we are in right now. And that's what we do. Give me Acts 21 and 38. Right? Acts 21 and 38, Papa Kushar. Right, we're gonna go to the book of Acts, all the way to the end, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right? And Acts should be right there. There we go. Right? 21. Right? Now this is the words of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ taught this. Of course, you know, the book of Acts starts with the death of Jesus Christ, and then you had the disciples that followed after him. Commander Johanna is a real life disciple of Jesus Christ. If you don't know Commander Johanna, you don't know Christ, man. You talking about? Ain't no Christian pastors acting like they men of God, molesting all the kids in the churches in North Carolina. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go on the radio and talk about, yeah, claim the settlement if you've been molested by your Catholic church and pastor. You see what I'm saying? You know what? If you've been molested by a Christian pastor or a Catholic priest, go get that money, man.
Right.
Go get you a settlement, man. Run that evil place dry, man, of all of the funds they've taken from blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. Robbing you of God. We're showing you right now that they be robbing you of God, man. Go get that settlement, man. Go talk to some lawyers, man. You know what I mean? If you've been done unjustly by these Catholic priests and these Christian pastors all over the southern belt, man. Read.
This is Acts chapter 21, verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days.
Oh, not the Greek man is talking to Paul, right? He's talking to Paul and saying, yo, ain't you that Egyptian man, those black Egyptians? Because he saw he was black. Because he saw he was black, he mistaken him for an Egyptian. Why? Because the Jews are not white. You see, that's what he's talking about. The Jews are not white. Paul, the disciples of Christ, got mistaken for an Egyptian because they was black. Read.
Which before these days made us in uproar and led us out into the wilderness.
What verse we in?
This is Acts chapter 21, verse 38. Verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the council.
Paul was led into the council, right? Paul took up the mantle after Jesus Christ left, right? Read.
He said to the chief captain, may I speak unto thee?
The chief captain was a white man. If you know the Bible, read.
May I speak unto thee, who said, Cancer, thou speak Greek.
How could you speak Greek, seeing that he is a Greek? Because the white people were Greeks in this time. They were the Greeks and the Romans. How could you speak to me in a white man's language? Read.
Verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian?
Now, Christians don't know nothing what we're talking about. He said, aren't you an Egyptian? How can an Egyptian speak a white man's language? And the Egyptians were black. The Greeks were white. Meaning what? You understand the context here? This is a whole part about color in the Bible. Meanwhile, the Christian church is going to tell you, oh, there's no color in the Bible. There's no color in the Bible. Exodus 4 and 6. Exodus 4 and 6. We got the let me get that the lost tribes over there too. The lost tribes promised land over there, Bubba Shah. Exodus chapter 4 verse 6. We're gonna get the books of Moses, man. You see what I'm saying? Christians don't know this Bible. Only the ISUPK knows this Bible. You don't talk about an Israelites. You're not talking about no Israelites unless you're talking about the ISUPK. We're the only real legitimate Israelite group on the planet. There's nobody else but us. All right? The water, sir. Right? Go ahead. Exodus 4:6. All right, take your time, right there. All right? The wind is blowing. No problem. Take your time. Give this brother a hand, man. You know what I mean? Young brothers coming up, they found out the truth of their identity. Ready to seek out how to get up and into their culture and lifestyle of their identity. Then they say, oh, I thought I'm an Israelite, but I'm gonna stay home and smoke weed. That's not what these brothers did over here, man. You know what I mean? We are the only ones that obeyed Zephaniah 2:1, gathered together, all nations undesired. Jeremiah said to seek the old path. The old path is the ISUPK. 1969. We're the only ones that really obey the Most High in Christ. We don't eat no eggs on the Passover with no crackers, man. We no saltine mince crackers, man. You see, I'm talking about, when I say crackers, I'm talking about the biscuits. You see what I'm saying? We follow the real lifestyle of the Israelites, man. And that's what God looks at, man. Who seeks the old path and who does not. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him,
the Lord said this unto Moses, read.
Put now thine hand into thy bosom.
Now the Lord told Moses, put your hands into your bosom. Read. Oh, slack it, right? It's okay, right? So we're reading the part of the Bible, right? Where the Christian church said there's no color, and God is showing color to Moses in the Bible. Now we're gonna see if we can prove that. We're gonna see if the Bible says that. See what I'm saying? We want to see what the Christian church has been hiding from Negroes for all this time and for all these hundreds of years.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 6. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous and snow.
God changed Moses' hand white in the Bible. Leprous as snow. Leprous means he lost his skin color. That's what it means. He lost his skin color to what color? To the color of snow. White. That's what God did. Read.
Verse 7. And he said, put thine hand into thy bosom again.
Put your hand back into your shirt. The one that turned white, put it back into your shirt again.
And he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom.
And then he took the shirt, he took the hand out that he had turned white, and he put it back out, and he what?
Plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
And it turned again to his other flesh, meaning not white. And if Moses was not white, then he was black. Moses was a black man in the Bible. In the second book of the Bible, meanwhile, your pastor says there's no color in the Bible. You know why he says there's no color in the Bible? Because he has not read past the second book of the Bible. Your Christian pastor does not know the Bible at all. He doesn't know Exodus chapter 4, the 4th chapter of Exodus. You see what I'm saying? So what are they teaching in these Sunday schools out here? They know nothing about the Bible. Now we're gonna get the lost tribes of promise. We're gonna get page 77. Right? Let me hold this for you, right? Let me hold this book for you right here. Right? Page 77. Go to a card. Right now or last one? Last one. Go to a card. Right? Page 77. Let's go to page 77. Right? This is the lost tribes of promise. Now this is books that you're not allowed to read. Right? The ISUPK brought this book out in the 90s, right? For $25. We bought it for $25.90, right? And then for about 20 years, this book right here shot to $1,000 to make sure that nobody could read the things that this school right here was bringing out in New York in Times Square, right? And then as of recently, a couple of years time, they started to release edited versions again for things that they thought were not threatening. And they brought the price back down again to $25. But for 20 years, this book right here was $1,000 to make sure that nobody could read what's in the Lost Tribes of Promised Land book. No problem, read. Give me this last chapter right here down here. Hiding our identity.
Right here. Come on. A striking element in Columbus's geographical religiosity.
Now we're talking about Christopher Columbus, read.
Is his intense and embodied interest in the 4th or 2nd book of Esdras.
Now Christopher Columbus, to find the Americas, he had an interest to find America based on the 2nd book of Esdras. Read.
The 2 apocryphal books of Esdras.
Apocryphal meaning hidden away, meaning the Catholic Church was trying to hide this book to make sure that Negroes do not know who they are in America. Read.
Purport,
and the Native Indians and the Latinos. Read.
Purport to be additional writings by and about the Old Testament Ezra. But the 2nd or 4th book is a piece of full-fledged Hellenistic apocalyptic writing that was often regarded with suspicion by the
It was often regarded with what?
With suspicion.
It was often regarded as what?
With suspicion.
A part of the Bible. White people thought part of the Bible was suspicious to the strength of their economy in Europe and the Americas. So they needed Latinos and Native Indians to not know who they are. No problem. Let's get that part of the book. Let's get 2nd Esdras 13. Let me get this right here. Right, let me get this right here. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, 40. All right? Up next. Oh, off the water. 2nd Esdras 13 and 4. Let's see what Columbus was talking about. What they were saying about Columbus in history. Right? Because don't Americans celebrate Columbus Day? Don't the United States of America love Columbus Day? Why do you love that about Columbus? Love the part of Columbus where he said he went into 2nd Esdras to find this land right here. Right? Read.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So Columbus was looking for the 10 tribes that was carried away prisoners out of their own land. Read.
In the time of Uzziah the king, whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away, and so came they into another land.
Wasn't we led away captive from our own land? Wasn't we led away captive into another land? Read. The Israelites always lived like this. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians always lived like this. Read.
Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves.
And that's what we do in the UPK. We come and take a counsel amongst ourselves. Read.
That they will lead a multitude of the heathen.
We're saying, yo, we need to get away from American lifestyle. We need to leave the lifestyle of these heathens here. And in the history, Columbus was reading this about the Native Indians before they got to America. Before they got to America. Read.
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
And that's what the Native Indians did. They left from Assyrian captivity under King Shalmaneser, and they came to the Americas. They landed in Brazil, and they migrated from Brazil up into the States and the Caribbean. That's what Christopher Columbus was reading in the Bible. In the Bible. Whenever you ever heard of a Christian, your faith leader say something like this, with all this Christian stuff in Columbus State. And we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 150 Harlem, New York. We got classes in Charlotte, North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina. We got the Passover next month. The ultimate black holiday is next month, April the 20th. You have to look up isupk.com. That's my tag. Shalom.
We want no cowardice.